What's good, Munchy Nation? It's Munchy here, and today we're looking into the ultimate, massively detailed guide to 2000s fashion, covering every trend, subculture, fabric, celebrity influence, color palette, and more. I've added a lot of additional information, so this is a deep, comprehensive, and perfect for studying or nostalgia, or just like I don't know, recreating 2000s look. So let's get into it. The 2000s were chaotic, experimental, and highly influenced by pop culture. Key features including the celebrities and paparazzi cultures, including Paris Hilton, Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan, and Nicole Richie, set trends simply by being photographed. This era created the idea of it girls. Technology and futurism also added onto metallics, using shiny synthetic fabrics and tech-inspired clothing came from the early 2000s obsession with the internet and the future. Music also influenced fashion. It by being hip hop, R&B, pop punk, and MTV culture created entirely distinctive subgenres of dresses. In the early 2000s fashion, which included the 2000s to 2004, you think Y2K futurism, sugary pop aesthetics, and maximum skin. First and foremost, women usually wore Y2K futurism, inspired by the future, sci-fi, and digital culture, which included metallic fabric, silver, hulu, or chrome. It also included adoristic handbags, vinyl trousers, tiny sunglasses, and space-themed accessories like stars, moons, and glitter. This also included the pop princess aesthetic, popularized by Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and Jessica Simpson, which included the ultra low-rise jeans, the baby tees, the crop cardigans, the glitter body gel, the rhinestones, everything, lace-up jeans, the cargo mini skirts. This also included the bling and glam by Paris Hilton's signature look, which were the Juicy Couture velour tracksuits, the pink ones, the blue ones. We also had the Uggs boots, the oversized sunglasses, the rhinestone belts, the Louis Vuitton multicolored bags, the fur trim coats, and the chunky gold hoops, which added a little taste to the fashion. We also have the low-rise revolution, jeans set extremely low, like sometimes barely even over the hips. We also had the boot cut, the flares, the distressed denim, the low-rise capris. We had everything. And then number 5 was the makeup and hair, which was the early 2000s. This included the thin eyebrows, the frosted lip gloss, the metallic eyeshadow, which was usually included silver or baby blue. We also had the butterfly clips, the zigzag headbands, the streaky highlights, which were chunky blonde streaks usually. So on to the men. The men usually were influenced by hip-hop influence, thanks to Jay-Z, Nelly, Usher, P. Diddy, Eminem, the list goes on, which were the oversized jerseys, the baggy jeans, the Timberland boots, the do-rags, the baseball caps, the chain necklaces, and the velour tracksuits. This pop punk also kind of made an influence also, which was inspired by Blink 182 and the Green Day, which usually consist of the skinny tees, the graphic tees, the Converse sneakers, the cargo shorts, and the spiked hair. And then the futuristic tech were usually influenced by the shiny puffers, the metallic sneakers, and the sunglasses with wrapped around frames, The mid-20s fashion, which was around the 2005 to 2007, this era becomes more boho, more indie, more celebrity-driven thanks to the tabloids and reality TV, basically. So the women's trend were usually boho chic, the Sienna Miller and the Nicole Richie era, the maxi skirts, the peasant tops, the braided leather belts, the big sunglasses, the layered necklaces, and the earthy colors. And then the paparazzi, which are the LA it girls look, were usually the oversized handbags, the skinny jeans tucked into boots, the long tank tops layered under everything, the ballet flats, the long scarves, the messy buns. And then we also had the layering mania, which was tank over tank, the dress over jeans, the skirt over skirt, the cardigan over spaghetti straps, the camisoles under t-shirts. We also had the designer mania, which it became normal to show logos openly, which was the Ed Hardy, the Von Dodge, the Truly Religion, the Baby Pet, the Gas, the Diesel, We also had the makeup and hair, which is the mid 2000s, which are the heavy eyeliner, the bronzer, heavy sunscreen look, the side bangs, the crimped hair comeback, the big barrel curls. And then for the men, which was all usually the indie sleeves of the hipster, which is the skinny jeans, the band tees, the flannel shirts, the Vans and Converse, and the deep V-neck shirts. We also had the preppy style, which are the polo with the pop collars, which was usually promoted by the OC or the Gossip Girls, which are the cardigans, the boat shoes, the clean cut hairstyles. There's also the flashy hip hop looks with the grills, the tall tees, the baggy denim, the extra large chains, the sneakers, which are usually Air Force Ones or Jordans. The late 2000s fashions, which consisted of the 2008 to 2010, this era became, more slick, more edgy, more early Instagram vibes. The women wore the going out uniform, which is the bodycon dresses, the stilettos, the long statement necklaces, the clutch bags, the sequins. We also had the skinny jean domination. Every woman had the dark wash skinnies, the jeggings, the ripped skinnies. They also had this rock chic fashion thanks to Rihanna and Kate Moss, which consisted of leather jackets, the studded boots, the smoky eye makeup, the black skinny jeans. They also had the glam plus metallics, influenced by the early party culture, which is the sequin tanks, the shiny leggings, the metallic dresses. Also, the hair and makeup, which was the late 2000s, which are the side bangs still long, the early contouring, the nude lips, the smoky eyes, and the pin straight hair, which was usually flat ironed. And then for the men, they had the Hollister, the Abercrombie look, which are the fitted polos, the cargo shorts, the beanies, the flip-flops with jeans sometimes, yeah. And then they also had the electro club fashion, which is the deep V-neck, the colored skinny jeans, the shuttered shades, which were mostly worn by Kanye West, and then the studded black belts. They also had the rise to smart casual, which is the cardigans, the button-down, slim-fit chinos. And then the accessories were usually the Louis Vuitton multicolor, the Dior saddle bag, the Balenciaga motorcycle bag, the tiny shoulder bags, the huge oversized hobo bags. And then for jewelry, it was mainly the chunky plastic bracelets, the long beaded necklaces as well, the chandelier earrings, and the nameplate necklaces, which usually had your name on it. And then for the shoes, it was the Uggs, the wedges, the kitten heels, the ballet flats, the Converse, the platform sandals, and chunky skate boots. Subcultures of the 2000s were the emo, which wore black skinny jeans, the band tees, the studded belts, the black eyeliner, and the choppy layered hair. They also had the scene kids, which were the neon colors, the leopard prints, the giant teased hair, the plastic jewelry, and the cartoon character accessories. And then we had the skaters. The skaters usually wore the Vans, the baggy shorts, the beanies, the skate brand hoodies, anything that screams skater basically. And then they also had the urban hip hop, which is the oversized denim, the Timberlands, the chains, the bandanas, the jerseys. And then they had the prep, the little angels that wore polos, a pastel colors, the sweaters, the pleated skirts. We head over to colors and fabrics of the 2000s, which were the color palette was usually baby blue, bubblegum pink, lime green, silver and metallics, chocolate brown, black plus neon combos usually, pastel for boho, and the jewelry tones for club wear. The fabrics usually consisted of velour, satin, denim, which was usually low-rise or distressed. They also had the vinyl, which are the PVCs, the mesh, the cotton, camisoles, the lace, and the sequins. Y'all are probably asking me, what about the celebrities, the iconic pop culture influences? Paris Hilton usually consisted of the Y2K, the velour, the glam, while Britney Spears usually consisted of the low-rise jeans and the crop tops. Rihanna introduced the edgy late 2000s style, which were the leather jackets. And then the Kardashians, their early era, they introduced the bodycon and glam. Hannah Montana with the layered tween fashion. High School Musical with the preppy and colorful. MTV and the TRL, which is everything music influence basically. The 2000s fashion brands were usually the Ed Hardy, the Von Dutch, the Baby Pat, the Gas, Diesel, Hollister. Abercrombie, Juicy Couture, Roxy, and Billabong. The designers were usually Dior, Louis Vuitton, or Balenciaga, Chanel, and Dolce & Gabbana. You may ask yourself why the 2000s fashion is making a comeback. Well, mostly it's because of nostalgia, TikTok, Y2K rival, the Gen Z recreation, the campy looks, the vintage shopping culture, and the designers reinterpreting Y2K aesthetics. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more content about this, I can literally do anything. Maybe a 2000s outfit guide, a 2000s fashion mood board, a 2000s shopping list, which is affordable obviously in the modern alternatives, a history of Y2K essay, or a specific style guide, hobo, emu, boho, glam, streetwear, or preppy. Just tell me, and don't forget to like and subscribe this video, and don't forget to share this video with a friend who would think this video is interesting. I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Bye.